Let's check that pimple. Oh no, it's bleeding.
Wow. I think it was 2017 when my friend Kris first mentioned this weird conspiracy theory to me. That when election time rolls around, there seems to be an inordinate or a spike in calamities, specifically fires, that politicians often conveniently leverage to get their names out there. You know, provide relief, talk on TV, talk about fire safety, and let the people know that they are definitely on top of it. And Kris at the time was referring to the frequency of fires in Mandaluyong. I'm looking at my list. The past 2 years, there's not been much in Mandaluyong. All right, I digress. And also very specifically, he was referring to just elections. But being the closeted tinfoil hat man person that I am, I kind of ran with it and decided that it applied to all the cities in the whole country, and that it also went beyond elections. It was used for any political or personal leverage and agenda by individuals or politicians. And that these fires could even be, they could be used as a smokescreen or for something more nefarious or to send a message. What message? I have no clue. Just very, very, very tinfoil hat stuff. Years go by, and I never really Googled or fact-checked this stuff. It was just something that I believed and something that had been sitting on my mind since. So I kind of always kept track of where, when, and how often fires happen in the cities of the greater Metro Manila area. Yes, I have a list. And there were a lot of interesting coincidences in 2022, 2023, and 2024. But let's save that for another time. 2025, this year, just felt a little odd. And nothing data-wise really stood out. But it's just something just felt off. Like it was building up to something. As of October 23, 2025, there have been at least 27 fires that I was able to track nationwide. If I missed some, I apologize, but those were the ones that I was able to see on my feed, on the news, in newspapers. And 3 of those cities had more than one fire throughout the year. Pasig, Manila, and Quezon City. Now, you can definitely chalk these up to the fact that these cities are much larger and have a much more dense have a denser population than the ones on the list, or you can even say that the people from these cities just love fire that much more. Bad joke, poor taste, I apologize. But something still felt weird, and every time I updated my tracker, something just felt wrong. Kris's conspiracy theory kept ringing in my head, so I kept a closer eye on the fires. Until the DPWH fire yesterday, October 22nd, 2025. And something clicked. This year they were trying to bury, or more appropriately burn, all the evidence pertaining to the flood control scandal. That's why they've been delaying the hearings. That's why no one's been jailed or arrested. And that's why there have been so many weird fires. Because they wanted to wait until after they've burned some, if not all, of the evidence against some of the people involved. You know, the ones that paid up for protection. It would be dark if they burned the right building. I just find it so funny that they burned the Bureau of Research and Standards, which theoretically and according to DPWH themselves did not or does not contain any of the files pertaining to the flood control scandal. And I just like imagining an entire crew who do some of these fires and some other odd things that are happening across the country and sell their services as fortuitous events to politicians and private individuals. And for this DPWH one, their A, B, and C team were all indisposed, so they had to send their D team, and those guys fucked up massively. They burned the wrong building, thinking that they were burning the 2nd District office of the DPWH, which still would technically not be correct, because technically the files are in the central office, according to the DPWH secretary. So they were wrong at 2 levels, and I just find that so funny. It's increasingly funny. But then I was thinking, maybe it is meant to be funny. Maybe they wanted the public to believe that the files are safe. Maybe they wanted people like me, tinfoil hat folk, to believe that this was funny and that they fucked up on 2 levels. Or maybe there were files there. Maybe there was something darker. There was something darker that was destroyed in those fires. Something we don't even know yet. right? Maybe some inspection reports, training certificates, equipment logs, soil samples, something in those files that, you know, could have led to more and more scandals, or a bigger scandal that they were able to prevent by burning it down. Or maybe not, maybe it's just some tinfoil hat stuff.